Well, welcome to MacBean Scottish Fitness. I'm not used to having two people already popped in here. Looks like Fat Man Michael's here already. Let me wake up, computer. Wakey, wakey. Let me get into my other app here. I probably should have went and got my glasses. Always waiting, I know. Should I don't know why this does this all the time. It's like I have to go into it twice on my other channel to get it to pop into chat. No, we got the right time. We got the right time. Just it took me some time. Just took me a little bit of time. Good morning. Thanks for everybody popping in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and all that good YouTubey stuff. And we're going to talk about some more serious stuff here today. I'm going to go get my glasses. I forgot them. Alrighty, I'm back. Need my glasses to see. It's one of those things that happened after I got a little bit older. So good morning, Michael and Ray. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. So I was kind of thinking about some things after watching your video yesterday, Michael, and of course, you muted it, so I couldn't really hear what was going on, but started making me start really evaluating some things in our journey through life, and what is our path, and does that path change, and who influences our path. The influences can be either beneficial or they can be detrimental. Well, I used a big word, to what we want to get done and what we want to accomplish. So I always said the one person mostly responsible for the direction you take is yourself. So when things go well or things go bad, I point to the person who I feel was at fault, and it's usually me. Sometimes we have to make a lot of adjustments because of things that happen. So, case the point, my workouts are going really great. And then I had that accident. And, my chest is still not right. It's getting better, but the process is taking longer than I would have wished it to. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. It was longer than I wished it to. So that has deflected my journey a little bit. So what am I doing? Well, I'm spending more time in the garden. I'm spending more time with the wife. I'm spending more time at the farm. So that's a positive thing. So, my path has kind of veered off a little bit. Now, I will come back to the path of just getting back into the heavy workouts again. But, that's one of the things that can affect your path is just incidents, whether they be good or bad. Getting a new job can have a good effect on your path. Losing a job can have a detrimental path on your side. Family is another thing. Family can either be supportive or they can be a draw on it. This is true. Of course, I don't like that word bounce. Ouch. But case to point, and I put that video of my accident out, there to see, and right away, a bunch of y'all contacted me, wanted to make sure I was still okay. A few of you called, a lot of you, got in the messenger or messages, whatever. And so almost 2 weeks after that video was posted, now this video got 4.5 million views and going on Instagram. it got 10,000 views on my YouTube. And one of my daughter called me and asked me how things are going. I said, well, I'm recovering. Oh, from what? And I'm thinking, really? I mean, this has been kind of viral. And so I started realizing that, maybe I need to start reevaluating that path. Because I remember when we first got a house and we first had kids and just how busy we were, but we still kind of kept with our parents and, kind of knew what was going on. But, I understand the distraction, I understand being very busy, they're in their busiest part of their life. And evidently we're not part of that path, nor do we need to be. We raised the kids, put them on their own, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like when I was younger, when I used to worry about what people thought about me, and then I realized, I'm worrying more about what they think of me than they're thinking about me. And once I got rid of that, my life got happier. Once I realized you can't control what people are going to do or think, even if you think what they're doing is not the right path, they have to go and do that on their own. But my thing was, here I have perfect strangers calling me or messaging me, and my own immediate family, nothing, crickets. So I'm like, okay, well, then I got to start reevaluating that. So the missus and I talked about it, and I said, maybe it's just time to start doing things for us, and if they want to join along or get involved, we'll leave it for them. But at this point, I can't let that influence my path anymore, because it's not a positive influence. And there is a point, as painful as the point may be, is when you got to let things go. I've spent all the time I'm going to trying to evaluate why certain things went south. Should I not have said something? Should I have said something different? I'm at this point where I'm expecting somebody to be an adult and they're not being an adult. And I can get frustrated about it, or I can say, okay, well, then that's the way it's going to be. Time to move on. And it's time to move on. Doesn't mean that things won't change and get back to the better once communications get back on, but until then, say la vie. All right. I got things and goals I want to get accomplished. The missus and I have goals that we would like to do. And I just need to concentrate on that. And I've said this before, it's time to be selfish. And it's okay to be selfish at times. Especially, and this is just an opinion, all right? I don't have, these doctorate degrees in psychology and all that other stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I think even if you do, it doesn't make you any more prepared, But it comes a time when I say, okay, where's our path? Let's make some goals. So my short-term goal is to get back in the gym. I'm finding that I really don't want to go in the afternoon. So I'm gonna have to start going in the morning. So I used to go about an hour and a half before work. It kind of was convenient. I would go work out. I'd go at the store and then I'd go to work. But lately, because of Mama being home, for the summer, maybe I'm better getting up early, shooting to the gym right away, and getting the workout in and coming back home. So I think I'm gonna do that and see how it works out. Sometimes you just have to change your thought process. You have to change what it is you want to do, to keep yourself on track. Right now I've been doing the walk to the garden. I've been walking down the road whenever my foot allows me to do it. Trips to the pond, checking for wildlife and that. I thought I had a video of a rabbit today, but the camera decided not to do that and only recorded for a second. I'm not quite sure what happened there. So it's one of those things where my eyesight, I wasn't paying attention to things. So you gotta keep yourself on your path, and you're going to have distractions. Your friends are going to be a distraction. Hey, come on, let's go party. Hey, sometimes that's a good thing. But if it's every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, probably going to get to the point where it's going to be a hindrance. All right. I always say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, so, it's either Saturday or it's Sunday that the missus and I go out and we do something. And generally it's because I'm working one day or the other. But going out one day a week and having some beers and that is plenty for us. And it's not something we want to do during the week. Otherwise, it's going to become a distraction. It's going to detract from what we want to do in life. It's going to detract from me getting into the gym, from working in the garden, from reading a book, from doing anything productive. And if you're not productive, I think it kind of wears you down. I think being productive keeps you a little happier, in my opinion. But I think when you've got things to do, and that's why hobbies are so great, because they keep you productive, and usually productive is something you like to do. So I always think, watch out for those distractions. Obviously, yourself is the worst, all right, but you have complete control over that. And people say, "Well, I just don't get motivated." Well, then get motivated. All right, you've got control. It's 100% on you. All right, but then the next thing can be your family. Either they're not supportive of what you're doing, or they're distracting you, and that's the toughest one. And not like I said, not like I can give you the best advice, because some of the things y'all are going through, I'm going through, and I still haven't figured it out. But I think it comes to a point when you gotta get away from the emotional hostage. Sometimes your family can leave you a hostage emotionally, and I think some of you know what I'm talking about. Where they either are, you're worried they're going to do harm to themselves, you're worried they're going to do harm to others. But sometimes they realize that and they grow on it. It's like the pity party, and sometimes they get used to that pity party, and sometimes you got to bring them back to reality, saying you're not going to leave me emotionally a hostage like this. Ain't fair. All right. All it's going to do is it's going to affect your health, and it's going to affect your happiness. So that's why I always say the start with happiness is physical exercise. Why do I say physical exercise? Because it's a known thing that when you get at least 30 minutes of physical exercise 3 days a week, your physical conditioning is going to improve, which means your mental conditioning is going to improve. And as your mental conditioning improves, you're more encouraged to keep up the physical. All right. So is it easier just to sit on the couch and watch your favorite program or watch the media that gets you angry all the time? Yeah, it is, but it's not good for you. Not saying there is not a time to be on the couch and watch a good movie or a good show. There is, but it shouldn't be the majority of it shouldn't be competing with how long you sleep and how long you work. So if you're doing 8 hours of work and 8 hours of sleep and 8 hours of watching TV, that's not much of a life. You need to get involved in things, my opinion, but you do. And when you start doing the physical attributes, you'll find yourself enjoying life more, which will make you more mentally happy. And when you're more mentally happy, you're more productive, and you'll do things that you enjoy. If I don't do something that I find enjoyable during the day, I feel I'm wasting my day. I don't want just to get up, eat, go to work, come home, sleep. I don't want that. I don't want that to be my life. All right. So I plant a garden. Plant a garden for a few reasons. Number one, I enjoy it. I enjoy working with the soil. I enjoy that I can sit there and do a pretty good job on getting some vegetables to grow. I also enjoy the food. Tomatoes out of the garden and peppers and cucumbers out of your garden and squash out of your garden are far superior than what you buy in the store. Hey, BR, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and all that good YouTube-y stuff. So, I do it because I like the vegetables. Vegetables are beneficial. They carry a lot of vitamins and minerals that my body needs. Now, most of my diet is going to be protein, all right, whether it's through milk, eggs, meats, whatever. But I do like eating the vegetables, and those are pretty much the four vegetables I like. All right. So basically, that's all I planted this year. Now, sometimes I plant watermelon and cantaloupe, and I suppose I could still sneak them in. It says I haven't broke down and bought the seeds. No reason. Every time we go to the store, it just blanks out. That happens no matter what your age is. So maybe this will be the time I pick those seeds up. But I like doing that. I like working the soil. I like being outside in the sun. Being outside in the sun is going to make you feel happier because you're producing a lot of things that help your physical health and mental well-being. Vitamin D3 is definitely important for her health. And you want to take magnesium so your body can utilize that D3. And then with the D3, your body can utilize the calcium to make your bones stronger. It's a lovely interactive circle that you need to know about. Also, the sun produces the endorphins that make you feel better mentally. So that's why you always are usually happier on a sunny day, and then usually kind of down on a cloudy day. Well, yes. Ray, where you're at, you probably don't want to be out in the sun as long as me. It's beating a little bit harder. But I try to be out in the sun when I can. Now today it's cloud cover and we're supposed to be getting some rain. So the only thing I carried out water to was with the green peppers today. My son did a really good job watering tomatoes, and I did squash the day before that. So if we get some decent, steady rain, that's all I'm looking for. That will help the garden greatly. Because when you're watering, it does keeps them alive, but rain will make them grow. When you get a good heavy rain, within about 2 or 3 days, the plants have doubled or tripled in size. Don't ask me why. It's just the way it is. Probably it's because it's bringing a lot of nutrients down from the atmosphere. But out here, I try to get out in the sun. Ray, you might want to wait until later in the year, maybe the fall, to get the sun in that. Because it's pretty there, pretty intense. Oh, you're kidding. At the inside roof of the shed. I'm thinking it's metal shed. Ow. Well, that's why you're supposed to wear hats. Ouch. Well, send me a picture of the shed, but not of you getting cooked. Sorry that happened, brother. Nobody's the next thing that can affect you. The next thing that can affect your path are friends. Friends can be a positive effect. They can be a negative effect. And sometimes they can be a negative effect and they're not even meaning to. It's just that they don't understand what your goals are. My friends are from all right, I'll send you a text and then you'll have it. Because I still have you. So I'll shoot you a text after the live stream. Because I'm using my phone. I think I heard Putty Cat out there. But friends can be either a positive or negative effect, and sometimes it can be a negative effect, and they don't mean to. But a lot of times, people do stuff on a subconscious level, not realizing what they're actually doing. So the world is full of the best intentions. Sometimes those best intentions are not best for you. So you gotta kind of analyze some of these things. Why is somebody saying something like that? What is their concern? How do I deal with it? And sometimes you learn to deal with things later on. I hear you, Cat. Oh, come on up here. Oh, what's up there, Bankster? So anyway, sometimes you guys sit there and check that out. Hey, Michael, you're back. Hello. So I might want to, if you missed the one part, we were talking about how family can affect your path. And your path is what you want to accomplish in life and where you want to be. And if you're not happy where you're at, then you got to make a plan to get where you're at. And she's right behind me. Hi, Bankster. Yeah, she's right behind me. There. There she is. Just the star of the show. Well, yep. You heard some? Okay, yeah. So, a lot of times your family can have negative effects on you, and not be supportive because, well, they're not interested in your path, and maybe they're interested in their path, or maybe they don't have a path. But sometimes you have to continue on your path regardless. And understand we only get one trip around here, as far as I know. So I know where I want to be by the end of the year. I know what the wife and I know what we would like to do in the upcoming years. So that's what we're doing. So what are we doing here? We're talking about your path, staying on your path, whatever it is, and how fitness helps you stay on that path. Because when you have physical activity, it helps your mental activity. And when your mental activity is on a more positive note, you'll do positive things, which now will make you more encouraged to get back into physical activity. So physical activity is going to be beneficial to your body, not just in the physical aspect of it, but in the mental aspect of it. And it's a nice circle, because when you start feeling better about yourself, you're going to start exercising more, you're going to start eating better, you're going to start forming better habits, and you're probably going to enjoy life more. So that's why on the weekends I go out and enjoy life. At least one day I'm out there enjoying life. So we got to listen to a good band again. It's the third time we watched a band. A Stenson, there you go. I have two cowboy hats, and I don't wear them often, but I like them. But yeah, I think I am going to take it up to Wyoming. So we're going to go to Longmire days. So, when people talk about physical fitness, a lot of times all they're doing is talking about the physical side of it, but there are other benefits. All right. You feel better about yourself. You are healthier. Your circulatory system is better. So that's going to improve both your physical and mental health. Your muscles and bones become stronger and tendons become stronger. That's going to make life better for you. Food is number one. Yep, comes through the month. It's true. You can't work out a bad diet. Right? If you eat garbage, exercising probably still a good idea, but don't expect to get the results you want. I've just recently lost somebody who was younger than me that was big time into fitness, but his health was bad. Now, some of it was genetics, but some of it was his food too. Oh, new AC, 100 degrees, no way. Thanks for the thumbs up, appreciate it. If you having hobbies, rather workout cycle, drawing, video games, gardening can help in many ways. That's right. So every now and then I'll fire up the Fallout game and play it for a little bit, but it's not something that holds my attention for more than about 45 minutes. When my buddy and I were able to communicate with each other more often, we did 40,000. We did Warhammer, and we did role playing, and we would do that. But it's been now it's been so long, and we've done so much. It's like, how do we make it new? I was actually thinking about that the other day, is how I could make it fun again. And of course we're always trying it, but we've been doing this since our 20s. But all those things are doing. But being active, the worst case is thank you. Worst case is not doing anything, not being active, not enjoying what's around you. Like I said, I can just walk to the pond and have a great time. See a turtle, that makes my day. A couple bullfrogs, some fish. Got more blackberries I need to pick out there. The march of the butterflies will be coming pretty quick. As soon as those yellow flowers come up, I'll start getting a lot of marks out here, things like that. But how do I enjoy the outdoors? Well, I keep myself physically fit, and being physically fit helps. Hey, Colorado Pecker, how we doing, Prepper? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. If you would, hit the thumbs up, help that algorithm. As I say, always try to make YouTube think I'm more popular than I actually am. So we're talking about your path and how outside interferences. So whether it's yourself, which is your number one, person that's in charge if your path is true. Number two would be family. Number three would be friends. And then what it should never be something that's just an acquaintance. We were out last Sunday. We're out and having a good time dancing in that, and had some random guy come up and just start talking some silly stuff to me. And I looked at him like, okay, what is your purpose here? And then he walked away, and then he said something to the owner, and the owner looked at me, and I just told the owner, I said, he's that close that I might have to have a conversation with him, and not a good conversation. And then he dismissed the guy. But the wife was like, what was with him? I don't know. Maybe he just wanted trouble. I'm not here to have trouble. So had I been in a bad mood, had I not been enjoying the music, what he said would probably have gotten to some sort of altercation. But I was having a good time. I had no idea where he was coming from, so I refused to let him influence my path for the day. My path for the day was to sit there and have some beers, do some dancing, and enjoy some music. And that's what I did. Well, I could be out for a while. So you start that spinning. You could actually record your spinning and my live at the same time. Be like double duty. Don't let me keep you from your path, Michael. Oh. How was that, huh? How's that for a segue? So, but I don't know if I'll be out for 30 minutes. I'll be on as long as everybody keeps, when everybody's interacting and when everybody's asking questions, then it's better to keep these things going then. But there will be a point where I realize I'm just repeating the same thing over and over and over. You get the point. But yeah, so a lot of times there'll be just random people that will say something. Hey, JP, how's we doing? Thanks for stopping in. Please hit the thumbs up and all that good YouTube stuff. You can also, in description, you can buy me a protein shake if you want to. All donations help me keep this channel going. But this is not my main source of income. So sometimes random strangers. So I had a random stranger. I didn't know him. I don't remember even seeing him there. So they're trying to influence my good time. What it is? It's nice and green out there. Yep, corn is up. Corn is about as high as me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So, here's some random guy. I don't know what his problem was. But he was going to try and influence my day, which would have influenced my wife's day in a negative manner. And I didn't let it happen. All right. And it seemed to me that was actually his whole get at that time. So I'm going to say something, silly to me and whatever. Miss Worm, how you doing? Good seeing you. Here, I'll show you. There's the queen. There's Binks. Keeping an eye on the property, making sure all is safe. Thanks for making the live. I did 6 years. Then it was time for me to move on. If I would have been in any longer than that, I probably got in trouble or more trouble. But I did get a lot of benefits from being in. And all three of my kids did 6 years. So, but two went Navy, one went Air Force. Spin me a new shirt. There we go. So anyway, when a perfect stranger is trying to influence your day, you can either give them power to do so, or you can shut them down, or you can just ignore them. Now, I chose to pretty much ignore them at that time. I'm a regular at that place. I'm not there to cause trouble. All right. But I did let the owner know probably if that person approaches me again in a negative way, there'll probably be an altercation. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time. And remember, that decision may take different paths as you get older. I've done many of things, and I'm still not set in my ways. Kingsford charcoal. Yeah, I like to cook with charcoal. There you go. Yeah, and Kingsford is the best. There's some other ones out there that are decent, but it burns the best. You get what you pay for. A lot of those cheaper charcoals, they just don't burn worth you know what I mean? Yeah, you do. So, and you need to get rid of that habit. No more smoking, right? And I don't mean to go to vapes and suck in vegetable oils either. Those are not good for you. So, getting back on track here is, what's going to affect your path. Number one, the number one person is you. After that, thanks for coming in, GP's Exotics. Appreciate it. Is you. The next one is going to be your family. Your family can either be a positive influence, but a lot of times they're going to be a negative influence. And then it can be friends the same way. And then it can be just acquaintances or just people you happen to see. So, case the point, I was at a gym, and then there's a guy spotting me. This was, Shannon, Ben, how we doing? Thanks for popping in. The guy, and it was probably, 3 months ago. And I had him spot me, at a heavier weight. And he goes, I used to lift heavy like this. But somebody had said something, he was being too intense. And actually he got asked to leave a gym. And it really bothered him because the person who asked that was somebody who he respected and looked up to. And it was a while before he came back into that gym. And after that, he was no longer going for strength. He was just trying to appease everybody. And he said, I motivated him to go back in and go after the bigger weights. And I told him, I said, yeah, you should never let anybody, regardless who, do that to you. What it was, somebody complained because he was lifting too hard. Well, then find another gym. There are hardcore gyms out there. Now, I was really surprised because I know the gym, and that should have never happened. But somebody made a decision and didn't look at what the long-term effects are going to be. So the person that made the complaint is not even at that gym anymore. So sometimes you got to try to look at long-term things. All right, Shannon, thanks for stopping in. All right, you can put a link to your channel there, as always. Miss Worm, you do that too, for anybody who wants to do those. So long as it's still going, yes, this is true. So when you are on a path, when you are on a set of goals, you have to get rid of the distractions. And sometimes it's going to be family. Sometimes it's going to be friends. It doesn't mean you have to break up all contact with them. But maybe when you're having that conversation, and when they say something like, well, you shouldn't be doing that, I say, well, I appreciate your opinion, but we can stop talking about that because this is something I'm going to continue doing. And let's move on. Most people will get the hint. All right, it's not something we want to talk about anymore. All right, I want my life to be in a positive direction. And I understand there are going to be hiccups. I understand there are going to be things that, like I'm going through now, they're going to hold me back temporarily, but it is going to be temporarily. Good morning, Josh. How are we doing? Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. We'll be testing the chalk out tomorrow for that. Yep. Yeah, it's probably something I want to be utilizing a little more, but it's still going to be a while before I go heavy. I just, even dancing on Sunday and doing that vigorous activity left my chest sore. So still got some time doing. Hey, Runner Boy, how we doing? Thanks for popping in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. So the whole idea is you got to stay on your path, whatever it is. Now, Miss Worm has a lovely narrating voice, and she narrates some fantastic stories. So go ahead and check her channel out. Miss Worm, I'll put your channel out there. But she's like, if I was ever going to do an autobiography, she would be my narrator. All right, so that was through that vertical, Runner Boy. And were you doing that through OSC or whatever it was? If you did, you're going to have to send me a step-by-step guide I downloaded the program, and I think I want to delete it and re-download it. But I downloaded that program and the supporting program, but I couldn't get it to work. It just, and I know it was my end. So what I'm using now is I'm using the phone, and the phone, oh, wrist straps. Yeah, I don't think wrist straps had anything to do with what happened to me. I think it was just a loss of focus. Loss of focus and sweaty palms. It just, every time I look at it, I'm just trying to figure out how the heck that happened. And there you go. So I'm doing this on my phone, and I got the phone this way, and it seems like I get a lot more reach than I was before. Now, yeah, vertical. Yeah, YouTube works fine. So yeah, just using the phone seems to make a difference. When I do it with the computer, which is horizontal, I don't get near uh, the activity. And it could be that YouTube's pushing it a little bit better for me now too. I'm not sure. So I'm up to 13 likes. All righty. And get some more, that would be great. Hey, Ray, be nice now. Remember, I will be in Arizona probably the later part of this year. Maybe we'll do some pew-pewing this time. We'll have to see how long we go for. I'm going to try to save some money and go up there in October again. But it seems to be better weather. Oh. See, that's that. That's that. Somebody trying to affect your path I was talking about this morning. Don't let Ray affect your path. But sometimes when you're doing social media and that, some people don't want to have their face out there, which I understand. Sometimes that's a good thing. All right, the reason I have it out there is because I am going to events that have to do with fitness, and it's nice when I went to the Arnold, I wasn't there 5 minutes, and I had somebody come up and talk to me. Good, that'd be a good thing. There you go. Yeah, sometimes I gotta have like the camera pointed the right way, otherwise you get that washout going there. Then when I used to do my midnight ones, and then trying to figure out which lights I would have to have on, so it would at least have enough light where you could see me. All these little things we try to do, because right now most of my views are coming from my live, because I really haven't been doing any lifting. We're getting some rain. A very light mist. Hopefully it'll increase a little bit more. So I am under overhead cover here. So unless it gets really stormy and downpours, I should be okay. Michael's got that spin going. He should have done it on a live too, so we could have a live. We could have had 2 lives. So, but yeah, the whole thing was about being on your path, whatever your path may be, setting your goals, whatever those goals may be, and filtering out the noise. And noise is going to be about people, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," or I get, "Oh, why are you doing that?" Well, ain't none of your business why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want to, obviously. "Oh, you're just doing it for this." No, I'm doing it for me. You shouldn't be doing it because of your age. Well, good for you, but what's good for me is good for me. Things were going well until then. So it's one incident doesn't sit there and have me redesign everything. Now, it'll have me make adjustments, obviously, because I don't want a repeat of that. And I'll definitely set up how I have my spotters, so they'll be much closer now, and we'll make the necessary adjustments. For days here, yep. So this is a first. We haven't got a heavy rain in a long time, so it's probably been almost 3 weeks since we've had a heavy rain. I think last week we had a light rain, but not enough to do anything. And today I don't think it's going to be heavy. It's just, but if it's steady and if it's long enough, it'll help. But if it only rains enough to get like the top inch of the soil, The only thing that helps is the weeds, because then the weeds will pop up. But I'm already ahead of it on the rototiller. I got the ground nice and broke up. So even if we do get heavy rain, once the soil's dry enough, I'll pop back through it. So always stay on your path. Don't let negative people negatively affect you, because they'll do it and they don't mean to, for the most part. But I've been going through it for the last 4 years. Why are you lifting so much? Why are you lifting so heavy? Like, are you doing it so you look good on the beach? Well, yeah, I am. But I'm on the beach. I want to look halfway decent. My belly's still bigger than I want it to be. But I could make that adjustment if I had to. It's just I want to keep the strength up. So it kind of stays with me. Then when I get the people say, "Oh, you're on steroids." Dude, did you look at me? I'm definitely not a steroid user. All right, I wouldn't have the belly, and all the other stuff. Oh, there we go. So next week I will be traveling, and I will try to do some live streams while I'm traveling, but they will probably be short to the point. We're going to be in Wyoming. We're going to drive through the Dakotas, and we're going to Longmire days. So this is going to be our big summer vacation, and just trying to get all the preparations for it, and hopefully enough money to be able to enjoy it. The only thing about going on vacation that far is renting rooms. All right, they're $100 anywhere you go these days now. So it's like, when do we leave? Try and sit there and do it where it's going to make the most sense, and we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow we'll put 2 new tires on the car, and so right now I'm going to make sure everything gets done, and this is going to be forget about work and all this other stuff and have a good time. So the other videos will be sparse, and tomorrow morning I think I'm going to try to hit the gym early in the morning, and then maybe meet my wife out at the tire place to get tires put on. And I'm going to see how maybe the morning workouts will do, if that'll be a better thing, if that'll work out better for me, because right now the motivation of leaving at 12:40 to head to the gym is low. I might still try to do it today. But what happens is I cook a big meal, and then after a big meal, I take a siesta, and then after the siesta, it's like, okay, do I want to go and do that? Do I want to get this going, or do I want to just go to work later on? So that's been the things I've been going through. So let me blow my nose here because I don't want to sneeze. Sneezing is still something I try to avoid as much as possible. And I'll step out of camera range for that. You don't need to see that. There we go. You start feeling that little tickle. I'm like, I don't want no tickle. So 13 thumbs up. If we can get more, I appreciate it. So remember, who influences your path the most? Number 1 is you. Number 2 is family and friends, and those can be reversed. And number 3, that's funny, Miss Worm. And number 4 would be just associates. People you run into, people that might sit there and say, some disparaging or discouraging things, either to you directly or online. You can't let any of them affect you. You got to stay true to your path. Number 1, you do have people out there that say disparaging things on purpose. I don't know why, but they do that. And then sometimes they're doing it, they don't realize it. It's more of a subconscious thing. Yep. Right. And that's the way to be. I mean, you can't force that part of them on there. A lot of times people are going to be jealous because you're better at something than they are, and it's something they don't like about themselves. Hey, good evening. Well, Kelly, it's still morning here, but thanks for popping in, Kelly. Good to see you. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. But I've had people that, when I was at a gym, stop it, Ray. When I was at a gym, this guy goes, can I work out with you? I said, fine, on the bench, Here he's looking at an older guy in that. And then he got mad when I was lifting far more than him. And he even yelled at me going, oh, well, why'd you sit there and not tell me that you bench that much weight? And I said, well, what does it matter? He goes, well, you embarrassed me. I said, I didn't embarrass you. So what are you talking about? Because I just worked out with you. I work out with people that are stronger than me. I prefer to work out with people that are stronger than me. Because it's going to motivate me to get stronger. But here he took it as a negative thing. And I was like, okay, well, you won't work out with me again. But that was, my motivation wasn't to make you sit there and look bad. My motivation was me to lift. That's all there's to it. So what are you going to do? Once again, I don't let that person give power over my day. I'm not going to let that person ruin my day. It doesn't mean there's a time that I don't sit there and shut somebody down because they're acting the fool. No, there is that time. But sometimes I have to sit there and make a judgment call. Is it worth it? So on Sunday, it wasn't worth my time. But on another day, it might be. What time is it here today? It is almost 10 a.m. So I'm on Central Time. So 10 a.m. Tuesday. What time is it where you're at? And where are you from? You got can't even say that word. Okay, yeah, you're 6 hours, 10, 5 hours now? Oh no, 6 hours. Yeah, it's almost 1,600 hours there. So you're 6 hours ahead. And it's 8:28 p.m. So you're far, far further ahead. Yep. So that's one thing about being able to talk with across the world. From India. All right. Well, greetings. So we're talking about staying on your path and not letting people get you off that path. Bada boom, ching. It didn't work. Yep. We got that one. So the whole idea is try to stay on your path and don't let other people sit there, especially family. I mean, if they're not going to be helpful, they're not going to be helpful. They don't understand it. But, sometimes you just got to move forward on your own. Like I said, sometimes you got to be a little selfish. It's okay to be selfish to yourself if it's going to benefit you both physically and mentally. Yeah, there you go. Now I know where to go. I don't think that word means what you think it means. But, well, there, a little mist went away. Hopefully we're going to get more than that. That's not going to do anything. So I guess with that, I think I've kind of talked in circles enough. I don't know, Mike, you done with your spin yet? It's probably going, not yet. I got to hurry. Yeah. Boy, somebody's going to town. Must be on the dad jokes line. I asked my date to meet me at the gym and she didn't show up. I guess we're just not going to work out. That was one I know by heart. Of course, I know some. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, Miss Warren. And shame on them for doing it. And that can happen. And it could be where it's not meant to be or whatever. It could be a misunderstanding, but I know I had to kind of go through that myself. My mom had pretty much told me I couldn't do a few things at the same time, and then I proved her wrong. And then once I proved her wrong, then I didn't let someone like that stop me again. So she said, well, you couldn't, work and go to school at the same time. Well, I did both. And I started to learn to get rid of that word can't. So when people say you can't do something, I say, well, I can if I choose to, and if it's physically possible. So I'm sorry that happened, and they shouldn't have done that. And we all have that in families. I don't talk to all my family members, and it's sad. And when people say, well, how can we, how come there's so many wars in the world? Man, well, look at your own family. And it's a rarity that you don't have at least some drama in it. And I don't know, today, maybe it's because of the social media, there seems to be more of it. Or maybe we're just more aware of it, I'm not sure. Might be a little bit of both. But I'm sorry that happened, but I'm happy that you are writing again. It's never too late to reset. And I think you do a wonderful job. And I encourage you to keep doing that, because I do enjoy that. And it's a shame that happened. And I think we all kind of have a story similar to that, maybe not the same degree or more degrees or things like that, but when it comes down to it, you've got to sit there and do what makes you happy. And my daughter is publishing, she'll be publishing her second book here, probably in October, which I think is great. And I read her first book. It was well written. I was impressed. So I'm looking forward to her second book. But we did encourage her on that, And if anybody would have discouraged her on that, I probably would have came down pretty hard on them. So thanks everybody for hitting the thumbs up and all those other YouTube stuffs. You can also buy me a protein shake if you want to. All sorts of good things there. It's supposed to come out in October, and I plan to be in Arizona if possible around that time. And then what I might do is I might just do a giveaway during that time. I was going to wait till I hit 15,000 subs, but it's going to be a while before I get there. Things have slowed down, which is expected. I'm not a big, flash and bang creator in that. I don't have, you do this exercise or you'll die, or you're doing this all wrong. I'm not that person. So basically my reach is going to be less out there. One of these days, maybe I'll start trying to do some clever clickbait ads and things like that. But right now, that's not happening. Although I am getting free stuff sent to me. So far, it's been a neck cooler and and some shirts, which, I just asked me to do a video. And I was like, yeah, I'll do a video, so you kind of know what I think about the product. But I'm not selling their product. I'm just letting you know, here was their product. Here's what I thought. And then if they do give me a coupon code, I'll share it, obviously. But usually that coupon code is there as soon as you go to their website. Anyway, not anything different. It's probably YouTube, Colorado background is about the time you think you figured something out, they change it. And I've had that where at the end of the month I was supposed to get X, and then before it gets down, it's $20, $30 less. And then you try, we found some. Yes, you didn't find anything. All right. What they kind of got going against them is now that Instagram is gotten into the game. Now, granted, they're shorter videos, but the last 2 months I made 2 to almost 3 times more on Instagram than I made on YouTube. Not that that's going to put me in retirement anytime soon, because it's not. But now I've been doing a lot of my short videos on Instagram also, and they've paid better. Now I do put up with trolls on Instagram because I get paid. The more stupid stuff they say, the more pennies I make. I don't put up on YouTube. I don't. I think so too. I mean, it's a fact that they're paying maybe a third of what they used to pay. I talked to Jason, the Angry Prepper, when we were in Pittsburgh together. And he says, yeah, he goes, I used to make, this much. I'm making about a third. And I said, yeah, that's what I'm making. And when I called them out on it, they tried to say, oh, no, we haven't changed anything. I said, I got the numbers right in front of me. All right. I got more views and I'm making a third less money. All right. That means you ripped me off. Probably more than just that. So yeah, the problem is it is what it is. I think it's wrong when they don't let you be monetized yet, but they're still putting ads on your videos. My second channel is not monetized, but I'll still see ads on it. So why are you putting ads on something you're not sharing with me? So then I just started moving those over there. I've had more money buy me a coffee than YouTube. I'll believe that. I have to buy me a protein shake, but it doesn't pay me as much as um, YouTube does. But it's funny you say that. It's because oh, you little shit, I didn't put you monetized on here. What am I doing? It's funny though. But yeah, I since Instagram has decided to get in the game, it's definitely helped me out. So I'll put that on there. I didn't do the buy me a coffee because I'm not a big coffee drinker. I have like one cup in the morning if I have that. But I had it on PayPal where you can, come on. All right, it's going to sit there and fight with me now. I know I'm doing wrong. There we go. Control C. And let me get over here. And Control V. So this is the link for that. On other channels. I don't know, what is it? I always go back and make sure that I've got it set to get notified. But yeah, sometimes I don't. It's buy me a book on mine. There we go. So I have buy me a protein shake. And I get a few people that buy me one every now and then, which is much appreciated. Like I said, every little bit helps. But I did that because I know John in Prepper Nation had, buy me a coffee, and he does drink a lot of coffee. I figured, well, I'd do this and see how well it works out. They're sending you threats? Oh, wonderful. So I had one time on an algorithm, Colorado, is where I would be trying to get in contact with another creator, and I'd give them my email address, and then they would keep me from commenting for 24 hours, saying that I was spam. And I finally wrote them a note. Said, "Listen, fix your damn algorithm. I'm just giving them my email address so they can communicate with me." I said, "So figure it out." And then those went away. So yeah, they were like, for a while, it was like ridiculous. And then it will seem like times where I'm just getting a lot less views. Hey Ash, how we doing? Good morning. So the subject of the day was, don't let friends, family, or acquaintances or yourself deflect you from your path in life. And we were talking about how they can be a negative effect on where your path is, and you can't let them do that. So we're talking about the number one first person has that is yourself to keep you on the path. And the second, family will either be a positive or a negative effect. Friends can be a positive or negative effect, even if they don't mean to be. And then acquaintances. And you shouldn't let any of those four keep you off the path. And if you like the content, please hit the thumbs up. It makes YouTube think I'm more popular than I actually am. As I like to say, I don't have a lot of friends, but the ones I have are good friends. And I'm lucky to have them. But Colorado, I guarantee on the YouTube, they get silly sometimes. There's times where I don't get notifications on people I want to watch till after the fact. 5 threats a month. Oh man. So they probably have you, in their sites now. Yeah, I was getting those 24 timeouts, for putting my email in a comment on people that I subscribe to. I was like, you need to stop doing that. That's stupid. So that finally did go away. But, all it takes is one troll to complain about you. And then you got to sit there and fight that. But lately, it seems like doing the vertical videos like this has been very successful compared to doing it off the computer. So when I post a video, I'm only getting, 30, 40 views. But when I'm doing the live streams like this, I'm getting hundreds of views. So it definitely made a difference. I am 6'4". So 6'4", about 242 now because I've been out of the gym for a couple of weeks. Oh, I still have muscle. It's there, see? There, got muscle. Got muscle. Plenty of muscle because I keep working out. Yeah, and I don't know why that is. They've got some silly algorithms out there. But then somebody will have a more controversial lifestyle video out there, and it'll get pushed all over the place. And I can't say what that is because I don't want to get dinged. But I think you all know what I'm talking about. So, like I said, a lot of our channels are more just, hey, go out and have fun, get in physical shape, go for walks, go for hikes, do yoga, lift weights. Speaking of lifting weights, Miss Worm, are you still lifting weights? I know you were for a while. But I think if they spent half the effort they did trying to give you a hard time and promoted your channel, both YouTube and yourself would make more money. It's one of those things where they are hurting themselves by being that way. But like I said, if Instagram gets into the game and they're doing better than, because I'm right now, and this is even a slow month for me on Instagram. Yeah, and those, like I said, the problem is when I finally did get monetized, well, it was because of one video that went viral. But to give you an idea, so far in July on YouTube, I've made $14. Woo! So when people think, oh, you must be making millions. No. So far this month, I made $14 on YouTube, and I've made $24 on Instagram. So, like I said, Instagram's paying me like twice as much. And then last month, I really, really did that. And yet they send me presents like that light. I got one being sent to me. Now, that's not coming from YouTube. That's just coming from vendors. So I have a light on its way. There you go. So 14 pounds, about $16, $18, I think, here. All right, Michael, you have a great day too, and hope everything's going fine. Let me know. And thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. But I have an LED light being sent that, because I go out at midnight and make videos, so that made sense. I've had other offers to send me product that have nothing to do with what I do, and I just tell them no. I had one want me to push some sort of substance that I did some research on, and nope, I'm not going to push that. It looked very, missed my last comments, Ash. Let me scroll up. Sorry about that. He said, how tall? So I'm 6'4", and I still have muscle. Was there a comment after that? If not, now sometimes if you type too much of a comment, they may not show up. And then also make sure that you are in live chat and not top chat. So if it was a comment about how tall I am, what do you mean sign in a chat? How would I sign out of chat? Okay, this went weird. So let me try this again. So I don't think I missed it. That's interesting. So I got 12 on there and 16 thumbs up. All right. Old boys have true strength, like his dad from college wrestling. Oh, okay. I don't know why that one didn't pop up. That's another thing that YouTube does sometimes. Is yeah, that one didn't pop up for some reason. Yeah, sorry about that. And Miss Worm, thanks for catching that. Appreciate that. Remember, you can buy me a protein shake on PayPal, or you can also do it through YouTube, but rather go through PayPal because YouTube takes the lion's share out of it. Members do have the ability to email me at scottishfitness@gmail.com for any nutrition and or lifting advice. And you can email me as many times as you want, even at the lowest level of membership. Membership is one way to kind of keep the channel viable, so that helps greatly. But everything helps, which I appreciate. So I do have some member-only videos out there. I'll probably be doing a couple more. And then maybe after about 3 or 4 months, I might release them as a regular video. Hey, Last Chance Knives, there we go. Appreciate it. So, hey, who won the knife giveaway? Yeah, about the super chats, yep. I don't get many super chats. I'd rather them go to PayPal and buy them and put the money in the PayPal account because they don't take 40% from me. JL1, well, tell them congratulations. Oh, those are some nice knives. I was hoping to win it, but, you know, maybe next time. I still have that nice knife you've sent me. That's it on top of my fridge. That's my dress knife. So go ahead and put Last Chance Knives link there. He gives us some really informative information on all sorts of knives. I thought I had a knife collection. I was wrong. But I always like watching it. They always got cool knives on there, and you learn a lot about them, how well they're made and that. He even sits there and repairs some. So that's pretty cool. Oh, there's another giveaway going on now. Let me pop over here and see if I can find you. Are you live or... Because I'm not showing anything. Well, let me pop up here. Yeah. So there's... I'm not showing anything popping up here. I am subscribed to you. Is that the one? So I see for number 1. So it was the one from 21 hours ago? 24 hours ago. I want to be sedated. Da 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 da. So the last one I see is from 21 hours ago, where you did the drawing for number 1. Now, is that the one I have to also go on?
And I didn't get time to do the drawing, so we're going to do that today. So I have a list of names here for the 1K giveaway, and then up here on the computer, I have a random number generator.
There you go.
I had 20 valid entries, so I'm going to hit 20, and now I'm going to hit the generate. Number 5.
Number 5.
So we come down here, and we look at number 5, J.O. Ventures Outdoors. So J.O. Ventures Outdoors is the winner of this giveaway.
What number was I?
And I'll get this stuff out in the mail. Congratulations. It's
there we go.
A list of names here for the 1K giveaway.
Yeah, I was number
And then up
16.
Computer,
I missed it by a lot.
I have a random number generator. I had 20
And that one didn't show up. Huh. It's YouTube being YouTube. Let me catch on. It's on yesterday's info. So I just needed to do a comment on it. So I put a comment. Hey, HM, how we doing? I don't know what ram by means. But howdy, thanks for popping in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Let's make YouTube think that I'm popular. So basically, you want to stay on your path. Don't let other people sit there and discourage you from doing what you want to do. A lot of times they're just reflecting something that they don't like about themselves, or they're just jealous about you having an ability they don't have. Instead of embracing that you have a talent and enjoying the talent, sometimes they get jealous. I don't know why. Probably why it's considered one of the 7 deadly sins. And don't let them sit there and ruin your life, because your main path is a bunch of little journeys. I mean, every time we go out the outpost and listen to a live band, that's a journey. That's an experience that the wife and I went. We know a lot of the bands out there. We're having a good time. Japanese or Korean? Ran by, it's not Japanese. I mean, it's not Korean. I know Korean. Thank you, Ash. Appreciate that. I do live on a farm. We got 14 acres. Where'd Binks go? She must have wandered off. She's been catching mice lately. I think she's telling me I'm not feeding her enough food. But I'm going to give you a quick shot here. Got lots of woods. That's the garden over there. Goes all the way back there. Got that much going on the other side too. Well, right now we got field corn, and then I also have a garden. So I've got 9 tomato plants. I got 9 pepper plants. I've got 3 winter squash. I got 3 zucchini plants. I got 3 cucumber plants, and I have what's a volunteer from, I believe, acorn squash. And those are the main ones I eat. So those are the ones that I plant. I'll do onions, but onions are just hard to keep weed free, and they never really grow to any decent size. So I didn't bother putting any in this year. And I usually do potatoes, and I just haven't had a chance to get some seed potatoes this year. So I need to see if that nursery still has them. Unfortunately, the one store I usually get them from didn't bring them in this year. But if I do get those, then I need to plant some right away. Still have time, because they keep growing until fall, and then they finally die off. But I do like the fresh potatoes, and I have plenty of grow bags for them. So I need to sit there and probably get there. I know, but it takes a lot to upkeep this worm. It takes a lot to hang on to. If I didn't have the farm, I could work less hours. I wouldn't need to work the overtime on the weekends. And it may come to the point where we might sell a place and move to a state that's doesn't tax as much, and probably just get something a little bit smaller. And it's just I don't like the political outlook that the state is going. It's just way too blue, and they really lost their mind. My opinion. That's enough of that. Oh yeah, we're in the Midwest, Ash. we are the corn capital of the world. We grow more corn, I think, per acre than anybody else in the world. Us in Iowa and probably Indiana probably grow the majority of the corn that's sent out to the world. And they do soybeans too, but soybeans are really just a crop to get the nitrogen back in the soil. So that's usually what we're doing. Yeah. So, trying to look at the last tax bill. About 5,000. And only because a lot of it's farm. If it wasn't farm, it would be like three times as much. Yeah, you got that right, Ash. But we'll try to stay away from that. But yeah, so I'm about 5,000 a year just in property taxes. 17-inch snows. Yeah, you guys do get a lot of snow out there. So we sometimes get some storms, but every 5 to 10 years we'll get a major storm where we'll get, a couple feet of snow. But most of the time, the snowstorms are only a couple inches. So yeah, but you think about it, that same acreage in Will County, you'd be paying 15,000 in taxes. So what I want to do is I want to get into like Missouri, where on the same amount my taxes might be $1,100. So yeah, that causes me to have to work a lot and try to make money on other avenues. This being one of them. That's why those protein shakes are more important than I let on to be. Well, that's a big garden. Yeah, 75 feet. So mine's about 70 by 70. But I've got things pretty much spaced out right now. If you watch the videos, you kind of get an idea. Yeah, I'm not planting the things I don't have luck with. Beans usually get attacked by bugs really early. I might put them in a little bit later. But it's another thing that is hard to keep weeded. I guess unless I put it in a grow bag, which I could. The grow bag, it just makes it easier for me to get in a seat and sit down and pull the weeds out. Buy me a brick. It is. It is. I tell you, Tennessee was the place to go maybe 10 years ago, but now that they're getting popular, it's kind of getting pretty high too. Well, that's good. That melts off pretty soon. Yeah, taxes are kind of out of line, but taxing the rich ain't the answer. Taxing us less is, and spending less. But they throw that out as a red herring. But all right, well, then it was lovely having you here, Miss Worm. Thanks for stopping in. We've been missing you. Binks was getting ready to go on a hunger strike. Nah, she would never go on a hunger strike. But I appreciate that. We're up to 17 thumbs up. That's awesome. So make sure everybody sits there, likes, shares, subscribes, all that good stuff. And I'd like to thank everybody who does buy me a protein shake every once in a blue moon. Appreciate it. And, hopefully some of the people that maybe didn't pop in here that come to the replay, we'll just put a regular comment in there. I know my cousin Rachel I haven't seen for a while. Maybe I'll send her a text and make sure everything's going okay. And some of the other people probably got a busy morning and that, but a lot of times they'll stop in later and say hello. And the new people that popped in, appreciate it. The new subs, appreciate that too. And like I said, live streams are about just kind of talking about real life things and how to get in better shape and how to enjoy life. And then when I get back to the gym, I'll have my videos of me lifting stuff and that be popping up there. Right now, nothing's going to be really heavy just because I got to keep the strain off the chest. So with that, I'll let everybody go. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody's input. Yeah, it did make it for a very fun live stream. Now there's Banks coming down the driveway. Goes, yeah, because it's raining again. And everybody have a wonderful day.